look into your eyes, I see we're out of time. I guess no one's to blame, nobody crossed the line. I guess we couldn't see, somehow we couldn't feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. But I remember days I wonder we were always gonna last. Yeah, I do remember tears and the laughter. How could we fall so fast? Will be no hard goodbyes, thank God we're civilized. Be on our separate ways as we fade into gray. But I still miss the way you used to feel. Maybe we rose too fast, maybe we got too high. Yeah, I do remember tears and the laughter. How could we fall so fast and let us go? It's time to surrender now that it's ended. Nothing to say, 'cause guess we've said it all. Now why do we care to dream? Guess we wanna believe that it's not too late. And why do we care to dream? We gotta believe it is not too I look into your eyes, I see we're out of time.
Hi felters and crafters, how are you? 33 days, that is the longest I've never uploaded on YouTube. I hope you're all okay. Thank you for all your messages, checking up on me because I hadn't uploaded, but I am fine now. I will go through it all. First off, my name is Philippa and I run a needle felting business, for those that don't know me, based in Yorkshire in the UK. And I also like to crochet and do a couple of other crafts as well. So that's why I say hello felters and crafters, because I know, especially from Advent, I got some people from other crafts that also watch. So yeah, 33 days. I've shown you all about the snow, and yeah, we had snow at the beginning of January. It was really quite a long spell that we had. But anyway, I ended up with a bad back for no particular reason. I didn't fall, I didn't, nothing caused it. But basically, I had a really bad back at the very beginning of January. The first 10 days were awful, or the first 2 weeks. Couldn't sleep, couldn't lie down. I was seeing she's sort of a chiropractor, general health lady. And in the end, I got an MRI scan, and I've got an annular tear in one of the vertebrae, or the bits in between, I think it is. And then I've got some degeneration of the hips as well. But I'm not going to go into it because I was a misery. I could not lie down and sleep. I was sleeping upright. At one point, I slept on the sofa all night, sort of upright. I was sleeping upright in my bed, and you can imagine, lack of sleep, back pain. I was just an absolute misery. So it got a bit better. I got some pain relief from the doctors as well, and it improved, and then I set it off again probably about a week ago, but it's improved much quicker this time, so I am getting better. I am going to talk a little bit about something to do with backs at the end of the video, because I know it's not for everybody, but I'm not going to go through everything here because I was a misery. It was so bad. So we need to move on from January 2025. I'm kind of ignoring it in the grand scheme of things. So I did manage to do quite a bit of crochet. I had a lot to finish off, and I have done some needle felting. So today we're just going to cover all the things that I've done and some exciting things for the future too. So I hope you enjoy this. Grab a cup of tea, sit down. Hopefully you're doing a bit of crafting as well, and let's get through going through all the things that I've done in January despite my bad back. The first thing I did was finish the reindeer from the Crafty Kit Company. I have got a photo, I'll put it up here. I've put him away with all the Christmas stuff, and I loved him. Really, really good. I thought he was really cute, really sweet, and very sort of unique. So yeah, he was great. Then I went on to crocheting this, or finishing this shawl. So the wool is from Creative Anarchy. I've got the name of it all. So in the description down below, I'm going to link all the videos for the tutorials. I'm going to go through it as much as I can and say what wool I used. I'll do a close-up of this as well in a minute. And so everything's there. So if you want to go and have a look, you can. And the way in which you find the description, if anyone doesn't know, because it's really vitally, people put really important information in there. So you go underneath my videos and there will be a little bit of wording in the title, and then there'll be a ... more. So if you click on the more, it will expand it, and then you will see all of the wording and all of the things that I linked down there. So I finished this. I was about 2/3 of the way through, and I really wanted it finished. You can see it's got this long V, so I've obviously done something slightly wrong with it. I knew I had as I was doing it, but however, it's beautiful, it's soft, and I'm so pleased with it all finished. I do find it a little bit awkward to wear with the long bit, so I've got to sort of find another way of wrapping it around my neck, but it's so soft and lovely. So I'm really pleased I finished that one, because for me, it looks more complex than it is. It's really not that complex. It's one stitch, and then when you get to the middle, you just do a couple of extra stitches and it gives you this nice effect. So I was pleased with that. So next up, I finished my Advent shawl, and I am over the moon with this. So this was I can't remember the name of it exactly. I'll put it up again on the screen. Just Feel Festive. And I think her name's Caleisha something, and she sells it for £1. So it's really, really good. But you saw me winding up some of the advents in the video, but it goes from the greens all the way through to the oranges, to the purples, and then to the blues. And I've been wearing this so much. So it was a double knit. I was really worried that it was going to be quite chunky, but once I washed it and blocked it, I'll show you some of me blocking it. I don't have enough blocking mats yet. I thought 9 would be plenty. It certainly isn't. So I was really, really pleased. And I think had I been making this as I opened the advents up daily, it would have been really easy to keep up with it. It's such a simple sort of design and stitch. It took me a good few rows to work out what to do at the ends and to turn. But once I'd got that in my head, it was fine. So absolutely love it. Wear it with so many different colours, like it goes with blues. I can even wear it with blacks. Whatever I'm wearing, it will go with. The only thing that I would have thought about a little bit better is this ends up as the middle bit. That's not my most favourite colour. Maybe I would have put more of the blues or greens in the middle. But apart from that, I am going to wear that so much. And I've been keeping it on the back of my chair, actually, so I can see it a lot. But definitely recommend that as an advent, if you've got advent minis to use up. So good. Next up for my patrons, I did a tutorial on these little Highland cow head brooches, which are so cute. And I'd been meaning to do it for ages. This one's done in sort of a bluey glitter colour. But yeah, that's all up on my Patreon as an exclusive tutorial for them. But it's so funny because I've been meaning to do it for ages, and it really doesn't take me that long when I manage to get around to do it. But yeah, super pleased with those. And you can do sheep heads based on, I've got a sheep tutorial on my channel. If you go to my playlists and then go to sheep, you'll see the sheep head frame and you could adapt it for sheep. But I have to say the Highland cow heads were the more popular. So I did those. Then I finished, I had a lot to finish and I did have a lot of crochet to finish. So I really apologise if crochet is not your thing. I finished Seth the sheep from Toft. So yeah, a lot of curls. I am super happy. He's got little ears, little nose design. He sort of sits like that. Yeah, really, really happy. He just took forever, I have to say. It's the curls. It wasn't anything else. But I've done them really well. So I'm, you know, really pleased. I'd used, so you get the balls, I think they're in 25 grams. I used 2 extra balls than I should have. So I don't know what I did slightly wrong with them. However, I did them and I'm happy with the way in which they've come out. So I have got probably about another 5 sheep designs because I like them. I like the sheep at Toft because I've got sheep. We haven't got that many, but I've got some of the sheep that I do are similar breeds. So I just wanted to do some of them in the Toft style. But I'm going to do them slowly over the year. Like there's a Herdwick. I can't remember what else I've got. But I'm not rushing into those. I've got those. I've got all the instructions and I'll just do them slowly. And I probably think Seth has the worst fleece to have done out of all of them. So, but yeah, he's cute. Seth the sheep. Next up, I finished, right, Toft Advent. So those of you that followed me in Vlogmas, I did the Toft Advent calendar. Oh, I can't even hold this up properly. So here they are, finished to my degree of specification, not quite to the Toft level. So this is I think it's a swan, I'm not sure. So this is Hansel and Gretel and the Toft Advent. It was great. I loved it in the beginning, doing the bigger shapes. When we got to doing all this little detail, I could have thrown it in the bin. I really struggled with the small detail. So I've done my own version of hair, really simple. Actually, Kerry says if it's not something for you doing all these tiny bits of detail, just do a bit of long hair, tighten a knot and you know, you secure it in with a knot and it's easy. So yeah, they're done. They've got their little hats. I'll try and do a little close up for you. I'm pleased that they're done. I won't be doing a Toft Advent again because I love the sheep at Toft, but I don't like all the little fiddly bits with Toft, especially when I go and crochet with other wools and I find it so easy. So yeah, but I'm really pleased I did it. I have to say as well, Toft, it was quite tricky. Some of the stitches, especially sort of around the bottom of the swan and things like that, it was really tricky and it was taking me hours, like an hour to an hour and a half, in some cases maybe 2 hours, not always, per day on the Advents to do the Toft. And I knew the second I fell behind on Toft, I was going to struggle to catch up. So that's exactly what happened when I went to Edinburgh. I couldn't keep up with it there because I couldn't spend an hour and a half doing it at my dad's. You know, I'm supposed to be there to see them. So I found it a really demanding Advent calendar, I have to say. So that's why for me it definitely wouldn't be for next year. But that scarf that I've just showed you, the shawl, absolutely easy. You just sit there, you could watch TV and do it, you know, so easily. So there we go. And some of the other needle felting, if I hadn't been doing the Toft, I would have done far more of the needle felting. I was trying to be committed to the Toft and get it done. The next project I picked up was my temperature blanket. So those of you that have been following me know that I started a temperature blanket at the beginning of last year. So what is a temperature blanket? Just briefly, it is a blanket that every day you crochet, or you could knit if you wanted to, the temperature of that day in a certain colour. So what you do is you divide. You don't want to have like 30 different colours. So you divide it into 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8. Sorry, my husband's just popping out. 9 to 11, 12 to 14, etc. And you show the colours of the year, the temperature of the year in your blanket. And I kept up with it all the way. Oh God, it's so heavy. all the way through to the middle of October. And then I had crafts in the pen, and I'll show you a picture of it on the bed, sort of about 3/4 done. I kept up with it till the middle of October, and because I was doing the crafts in the pen, like I was just saying, I just couldn't do it all. So I let that drop. So I picked it up, did another 10 days, and then ran out of wool. Do you know, we never went into the purples as well this year. So I've got quite a few purples. So I am going to just sort of say about a temperature blanket. It's quite tricky because you don't know what the temperatures are going to be for sure. So I kind of predicted how much I might need. I was following a tutorial from Cameron's Cute Creations, which I'll pop it down. It was 250 stitches wide, way too big. Personally, 150 would be fine. The wool was expensive. It's a Heartlands wool, which is hard to get over here. So I don't know why I didn't think of, well, I don't know any other wool. She said it was a soft wool, so I definitely went for it. I'm absolutely, happy that I've done it. But if you were going to do a temperature blanket, I would recommend doing or finding a much cheaper wool in the range of about £2 to £3 per ball. And it's really hard. Make sure it's supplied in the country you're in so that you can buy it in response to your temperatures, not in advance, which is what I did. And then because I'd run out of wool recently, the only place I could get it was America, and it was cheaper to get it in America. Well, over here they were charging a fortune for it. So I've ordered some from America, waiting for that to arrive. And I have got another 70 rows to do. And I did about 10 or 12 rows in one day recently, trying to catch up. So I think I'll have this done by the end of this month once the wool arrives. I would say if you wanted to do something like a temperature blanket, do a temperature scarf, because it's a lot smaller and you would use less wool, a bit cheaper. People are doing mood blankets as well, and people are doing blankets in the colours of the books that they've read. Really, I think it's quite exciting. I don't read enough books to do that, but if you're a book reader, like say the cover is black and gold and purple, you do it in those colours. I think that's quite interesting as well. Or you split it up and you could do temperature granny squares. That's been done as well. So there's all sorts of things you could look it up online. But yeah, really pleased I'm doing it. I did have a bit of a wobble because I was worried we weren't going to put it on our bed because we're going to change the colours of our room. And I said, oh, I don't know, I think I might just pull it apart and use the wool in something else. And all the family were like, no. So I am finishing it. And it should be done by the end of next month. So pleased with that. But definitely 250 is too big. 150 stitches would have been fine. There you go. That's how heavy it is. We joke that we can live under it next year. We don't need to turn the heating on at all. So because that I couldn't finish the temperature blanket, I went into the garage and I was just going through my wools and trying to use them up in things. And I'm doing something, I've already started using up wools, which I'll show you in a minute as a work in progress for next month. But, and don't worry, we're getting to more felting in a minute. I went into my stash and I had some Aldi Do wool drops, which we'll talk about in a minute as well. And I had some of the Aldi wool, which was really cheap. So I've made this blanket. It's a baby blanket and I really like it. And it took me 4.5 of the, I'm not going to say skeins or skeins because they're not. They're like this. Right, so this is the ones they're doing at the moment, which I'll go through in a sec. And so I've used it all up and I blocked it. And it's going to be for my niece, I think. I know my sister doesn't watch this, so I think it's all right. But I sort of think, I looked at it and I was like, is it a bit old-fashioned? I don't know. I think it's really nice. I really like the stitch. And it's really quite soft. Now I've blocked it. So I think I'm pleased with it. And it was a really simple one to do, not difficult at all. I will link the video tutorial that I used for it. It was just on YouTube. Good old YouTube. There's so many tutorials out there, people. So it's amazing. But yes, I've done that one. And that took about 6 or 7 days. So yeah, with my back being bad, I could sit in front of the TV and it distracted me and I could crochet. Hence I have got quite a bit of crochet. Felting is more like my work and I struggled to be in the headspace to do it. But I have, you'll see in a minute what I've done, and I have managed to pick it up again a little bit more. But crochet was really good, especially crochet really helps, like felting does, with anxiety. When I was feeling anxious about things, you just sit down and take your mind off it by doing some needle felting or doing some crochet. It really, really helped me. So yeah, so that's that pink blanket. Got a huge pile of things really. Should be quite proud that I've done all these. So next up, right, I don't know what you're going to think of this. I did Anchor the Octopus. So this is a pattern that I saw, oh my goodness, at least a year ago. And I really wanted to do it. I never thought I would be able to. But do you know what? I bought the wools for it and I just went for it. And yeah, I'm so happy. So this is Anchor the Octopus. I'll link it down below. This is, in the crochet world, it's a really well-known pattern. This is the large size. And, you know, it's just, oh, it's just lovely. I might be 51, but I don't care. So the wool is a blanket wool. I'll try and link the name of the wool again down below. But yeah, I'm super happy that I was able to do and follow this pattern, and it's pretty much how it looks on everybody else's, or how it looks on the pattern. So super happy. And you might have seen him, he was sitting up there, so he's going to sit up there in my videos. And my husband said he wants one in sort of a black and a dark and a white colour. My daughter wants one, so they're all keeping me busy. But yeah, really, really happy with him. Anchor the Octopus. And so at the moment, what I'm working on are my chubby cows. So I'll show you a little bit of a shot. They're up there, but I'll show you sort of a close-up. I've got one more to do. So I have got a Highland cow, a Jersey cow, a dairy cow, and this is a belted Galloway. I am going to video me doing a English Longhorn because it's got all of the techniques that I want to show. So that's going to be on my Patreon, and it's going to be quite a long tutorial. And then for the other cows, I just go through the elements of, such as doing the coat for the belted Galloway, things like that. I can't do a tutorial for each and every cow because I'd be there for months trying to get it all done. But yeah, these are my chubby cows and I'm really, really pleased with them. So I've been working on these guys, getting them ready for my Patreon. It should be up in about a week, I reckon. Fingers crossed. But I think they're so cute. So my little chubby cows. So that's everything I did in the month of January. Now, let's update you on a few things. I have qualified for a trade account at World of Wool, so I'm really pleased that I applied for it and I got it. This is just to show you how much one order is trade at World of Wool. So I've got loads of wool. You have to do one of these orders every 6 months minimum, so 2 orders a year. But I think I'll probably end up doing 3 or 4. I'm doing my chicken kit next-ish after the chubby cows. I've got the Moy McKay workshop. She sent this little workshop ticket thing. So this is really good. So I've got that at the end of March, and that's to do a sheep picture up in Scotland. So looking forward to that. I've got the Lay family. So I went to go on a wool dyeing course and it got cancelled, and I have managed to rebook. What I originally wanted was a weekend with them rather than just a day. So it's called, it's Lay Family Yarn Retreat, and I'm going for a 2-day retreat. When is it? I think it's May. So I've got that. I have booked my Wonderwool Wales ticket and accommodation. I was really... so something's come up, I'll tell you about it in a sec. So I wasn't sure I was going to be able to go to Wonderwool. But last year when Wonderwool Wales was on, I felt like I was missing out because I really enjoyed it. And I'm going to go and look at it with a view to maybe applying as a stall holder there next year because it's inside, so it's warm. And my sister would help me. She lives down in Cornwall, so she'd come up, I'd go down and we'd stay somewhere. Obviously, I've got to make sure my back, thank goodness I'm not doing any events this year because of my back being quite so bad in January. But yeah, I've booked my ticket and I'm going to Wonderwool Wales. I'll be there on the Sunday. So I'm really excited about that one. I really like it. There's quite a few needle felters there too. So I will probably just put it in the vlog. I don't know if I'll do a whole separate video on it because you guys have seen it before. Oh, so I'm doing my chicken kit, which I said, and the video will go up for that onto my YouTube channel. I'm also making my hair kit video public just to join the other ones on my kits. I'm going to be doing puffins next, I think, in Patreon. So that will be a good one. Probably March, end of February, March time. So I hope to do a couple of puffins. So that'll be the exclusive tutorial on Patreon. We've got our Zoom calls coming up. And you know, when I had the Zoom calls, they really inspired me to get back into it. And that's when I started doing the chubby cows. And I came up with the idea and just talking to everybody. It was just so nice to meet with people and talk about it and my back. And people are so supportive. Amanda gave me a great recommendation of a back heating pad, which I've got just down there, and I wear that and sit here and it just helps you. It's like a hot water, because I use a hot water bottle all the time on my back, but it's like a whole hot water bottle for your whole back, so that's been helping really well. But we've got our Zoom calls coming up really soon. Booked Wonderwool. Oh, the last of the mushrooms. So my PO box is shut. Let me just show you these mushrooms. I just wanted to show you the last of the mushrooms that have arrived for the bunting. So this is from Caroline from Ealing in London. She hasn't been felting long, but look, beautiful detailed work. She's done so well there. Gorgeous colouring. Numinous Wilds is the name of her Instagram. She's on my Patreon, so we were just chatting, but she's, yeah, really, really good. This is from Janine in Northern Ireland. This is a Guinness mushroom. Isn't that fantastic? It's got a 4-leaf clover on the top. And she sent me some stickers as well, which I've popped on my diary. I love using up stickers, but aren't these gorgeous? Really nice mushroom stickers. So thank you very, very much, Janine. And then this is Karina from Umi & Co. Illustration and Felt on Instagram. She was on my Harlan Cow workshop. And look at this, beautiful. But her work, she does lots of little frogs. There's her Instagram. So hopefully you can just click on it. But yeah, Karina, I think you're the last one to be added to the bunting. So there we go. The PO box is now shut. So last ones to add on. And then this absolutely beautiful little mushroom with a little door and a little window at the top in purple colour is from Anna from Kangaroo Island in South Australia. And Anna is 10 years old, but she's been needle felting for 2.5 years, and she started her own needle felting business. Wow. Anna, this is beautiful, and I think you are the final mushroom that I'm going to be adding. I think there might be one more in the post, but I don't know if it's going to get here. But yeah, that is gorgeous. Well done, Anna, and keep up your needle felting. I hope your business is going well. I showed you a bit of this earlier. So this is from Aldi. This is Rainbow Yarn Blue, So Crafty, 100 grams, 175 meters, 80% acrylic, 20% wool. And oh yeah, when I blocked the baby blanket, the pink, because I've got a little bit of it left here, the pink did keep coming out. So it's definitely a good idea to wash things if you're going to give things in this yarn to them. So I should imagine some of this blue would come out. But I watch a lady called Amora, who is fantastic. She doesn't live too far away, I don't think, but she goes to lots of wool shows. She drives 5 hours, goes to the wool show for 2 hours, and then drives home, bless her, and she works full time. But yeah, her channel is, I think it's just called Amora. I'll link it below. But she went to Aldi because they do wool drops, and she went the night before and she managed to find it where one of the Aldis had put it out. And so I ended up going because of her. It's her fault completely. So I've got this, and I've got this colour as well, which is really nice. It's a roving yarn in natural, 200 meters, but basically that is Amora's fault. I'm blaming it on her. So I've got, I'm going to do a blanket in this colour. That's going to go in our lounge, and a blanket in this colour, and that's going to go in our kitchen diner downstairs. They're going to be nice blankets for the dogs that actually match the room, because they've been using my crochet blanket that I dyed myself all the time, but it doesn't quite go. So I'm going to be making up a couple of blankets. There's no hurry, just whenever I want to. Completely blaming that on Amora though. That's not my fault. But however, that whole lot, 20 balls of wool, came to £20, I think it was, £22. So really, really good value. Perfect for what I want it for, to make blankets for the dogs. And then when I went into the garage and was just going through the wools I've got, I had this beautiful ball of wool I bought from a shop down in Holmfirth, and I've got some other green ones that are Uredale yarns, which you would have seen a long time ago in one of my vlogs. Oops, don't lose it, hang on, there we go. And I'm making a hat out of it, so it seems to fit perfectly, and so it's not going to have a pom-pom, it's sort of a slouchy hat. So and what I'm doing with this as well is I'm holding 2 yarns together, which I've seen people do, because this one's really, really thin and so's this one, and it would just take forever just to do it, and it seems to be working up quite nicely, so I'm quite pleased with it so far. So that's something I'm working on. Yeah, my dog Safi, she has been spayed what was it, 4 days ago now. So you just have to like be with them and watch them, make sure they don't touch their scar, because we've taken the little bodysuit off her. She has it on at night and all that. But yeah, so I've been sitting with her sort of in whatever room we've been in and crocheting, which is nice. You just pick up the bag and go and do it. Whereas felting, I come here to my desk in my office and sit down and do it. So felting is definitely more work based for me. Also, I've changed my desk. I'll show you. I've got a couple of shelves just up there, and I've still got to go through all of those shelves. I just wanted to put things away a little bit more, so I didn't, it was a bit of a mess beforehand. I don't think I've got a picture of it beforehand, but I just had like a box and some jars and all sorts, so it was a bit of a shambles. So I've bought these quite cheaply off eBay, I think they were, so really good. Right, the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is really exciting for me, and I'm going to try and take you along and do my best to get an interview. I don't know if I can. I get quite nervous with the thought of doing interviews. I want to interview Moy McKay, and I'll talk to her a little bit beforehand. I'm staying the night at her, because she does retreats where people stay all week, but I'm staying the night before, so I'm going to try and see if I can sit down and talk to her for a little bit. But Michaela Bartlett course came up, and I'm on the email list for where it is. It's Phoenix Studios is where she does it from. She only does 1 course a year, and the email came out, it was early January, and I literally just had to make the decision because it's 10 spaces and only 3 were left when the email came out, because people were on the email list already waiting. And the first year I saw it, it was £400 for 5 days. You pay for accommodation. And then last year it was 600, and then this year it was 700. I don't know, I think 730. I'm not sure, but around the 700. And I literally was in bed and the email came through. I'm sitting beside my husband and I had to make the split decision of whether I wanted to go on it, because it's going to go up next year and next year and the next year. And January is the one time that I actually have money from Christmas, from all my kits selling, in my account, and I could afford to pay for it. And I sat there and I went, shall I do it? And he just said yes, because he's, you know, just been away on a couple of things to do with his business as well. So I'm pushing him for his business, and he's very supportive. And he said, yes, do it. And so I'm on the Michaela Bartlett course in summer. I think it's August. I can't remember. I've got it written down, and I've booked my accommodation, and I'm going to do my best to film what I can and try and have an interview with her. So Michaela Bartlett's work is absolutely amazing. If you haven't seen it, go and have a look. But I am nervous, but very much over the moon to be on it. And I think, I'm not sure, but I think I might do a wolf. I don't know why, but that's what I'm veering towards right now. We'll see. So I think that's it. That's more than enough to have talked through. I think I've mentioned everything I need to mention. And we're back to the studio vlogs next month, and back to me doing some tutorials and I've got lots of videos planned. As always, I've got tons of videos. I'm never stuck for ideas on what to do for videos. It's just time to do them and get them done and to make the items and to film it and to edit it also. But yeah, my back is a lot better, but I'm just going to talk a little bit about the back stuff, just something that will help with it if anyone does have a bad back. But to everybody else who doesn't want to watch that, thank you for waiting for 33 days for me to finally get a video out there. But I hope you're all okay. What are you up to? What craft do you do? Because I love to hear, and I've got some embroidery and cross stitch to do as well. So I do sort of venture into other things, and punch needle too I do. So let me know what you do. But I hope you're all well. Lots more felting videos to come. I'm not going to be doing teaching punch needling or anything like that on here, but have a wonderful February. I won't see you properly until the end of February, which is a short month, and my 2025 is starting now. So speak to you all soon. Take care and have a wonderful month. Thanks for being here. Bye. Right, so I just had to get the details up. Sorry about that. So I had a bad back, and it was 10 days. I couldn't sleep, and I was going a little bit mad because I couldn't sleep, and it wasn't improving. And in the end, I paid for an MRI privately. Just to let you know that I rang them up. It was $369 on the online. I rang them up and said, I'm willing to go tomorrow. You know, what's the best price you can do? $249. So they dropped it. So you can get a better deal. And I sat there, spent ages debating this, but had it been one of the dogs, I wouldn't have debated it at all. It would have been, yes, that's fine, let's just do it. And obviously the dogs are insured and you might get the money back. But why is it with animals, we'll spend whatever to get them better, but with ourselves, we sort of and ah for ages. So I had the MRI, so I knew exactly what was wrong with my back, that there was nothing untoward or unknown, because when you go to the doctors, they're not the best at really helping immediately with it, but they will give you pain relief. So I'm on amitriptyline, I think it is, which is great. I'm just having 10 milligrams, so it's really helping with the pain and helping me sleep. It's a lot better now. But I just wanted to mention my mother-in-law. I'm sure she won't mind me talking about this. She had a really bad back. It was a disc degenerative disease, and she was advised to have an operation. But she was seeing a fantastic chiropractor who had one of the 10 machines, there's probably more in the UK, that is for MBST, magnetic resonance therapy. It's a non-invasive therapy for backs. So basically, people were having MRI scans. This is how it was found out. And I'm just mentioning this because if you have someone that you know or yourself that have been told the only way forwards is an operation, this is my personal experience to give to you for you to read up and look at it. People were having MRI scans, and people that had had several noticed that their back or their issue was improving. So there's something to do with the magnetic resonance therapy from an MRI scan. Let me just scroll down the page here. That helps you get better. So what happens is MBST, it's called. It's scientifically proven knowledge that it stimulates the cell's natural healing process to treat musculoskeletal injuries and diseases with a pain-free and active life. So basically, it stimulates your cells to start getting better, is all I can say. I'm not going to go into it because I'm not a scientist and I'm not a doctor, and this is not medical advice. This is just giving you an option that I think people should know about. So my mum-in-law went for a course, and she was told it wouldn't improve for a long time, and it took about 3 weeks. They were expecting it to sort of improve in about 6, but after 3 weeks you get some sort of tingling, and she was struggling to walk, to stand up straight. She was in a lot of pain. And after 3 weeks she had tingling, and then after a couple more weeks she is so much better, absolutely fine. And she had a course of about, I'm not sure how many, probably about 6 to 9 sessions. You just lie there. So MRI scans, because when I went for my MRI scan, you know, you read up about it a little bit. There is no bad side effects to MRI scans. They have been around for years and years. And as far as we know, 60, 80 years worth of scientific knowledge, there is no issue, there's no side effects, no problems with MRI scans. So, and she has improved, and because it's personal knowledge to myself, I thought I would tell you about it because it's something I'm going to consider for the future if I continue to have back pain. So it's called MBST, or magnetic resonance therapy. Obviously, you have to pay for it. That's the problem. But it's an option out there for anyone that's got sort of, it works on sort of knee pain, hip pain, back pain, any degenerative disease, injuries. So have a read up on it if it's something that, you know, you're struggling with, or you know someone that's struggling with, and they're being told operation is the only way forwards. Obviously, if it's a complete knee operation someone needs, that's not going to help with that. Or a complete hip, it's not going to help with that. But in the earlier stages, it might have helped. So, because I've got some hip degeneration around my hip joints, which is probably normal, but my sister said I should get that sorted or looked at, and I'm going to look at HRT as well. But it would definitely help with that in the early stages. So it's just a little something. I hope that's useful for some of you. So thanks so much for watching, and have a great month. See you again soon. And if you've got any questions on it, put them in the comments below. Take care. Bye.